Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. So, just got back from work. I'm sick, so this is gonna be a short video, and like some of the videos, is gonna be a little bit out of character. Now, uh, this is gonna be kind of, how can I say, a conclusion about Breaking Point until now. I'm gonna, but I'm gonna try to keep short because my throat is hurting, and since I don't have any videos for today, I wanted to release something. And I know, since I don't have videos on the weekends, because those are my mostly quote-unquote heavy on workload, and those are the times that I don't record or edit much stuff. So, let's go back to the point. Class system, we can kind of say that it's not fixed, but is working a little bit better. Again, not fixed. It's just a little bit better than it was before. I knew they would do the easy way out. There was the class weapons restriction. They would get rid of that. The gadget one, in my heart of hearts, I knew they wouldn't, because since they were so heavily tying that for each class, and with so have implementation for being something like a signature stuff. For example, the medic will have the medic drone, the old spice, aka the Venta Black or something like that. So I doubted that would be the thing they would change. While class restriction, the weapons restrictions would be far more easy to change. The AI, yeah, they're bringing back, but one day or one decade, kind of. Eh. The RPG mechanics are still something I'm really kind of. It doesn't bother me that much. It's just the problem there is like a miss opportunity. A lot of people in forums saw the opportunity to use this to maintain and do repairs on equipment, guns and stuff on drone and stuff like that. So I find it interesting the developer itself didn't see, so okay. Survival, the more survival gameplay and survival mechanics. Strangely enough, I'm not seeing those yet. I know you can drink water and you can eat, but those things are just small buffs, and maybe it's because I came from a DayZ background when it came to survival, so I don't know. Maybe that's the fact. And I know, not talking about the most realistic survival game, but you get my idea. And in the end, I just think the entire survival mechanics just being a waste potential on the gameplay overall. The RPG mechanics where, in my opinion, the problems start to really go up. It's the lack of information that we have between the developer team and the group, and that's when I think if I could put like in a sentence the entire season, quote unquote, the entire season of this, it would be this: the real lack of communications between developer and not only developer and community, the developer, the community management, and the community. Because, and I think that's a factor on the entire Ubisoft thing, because that happened on the Division 2. But if you see on the forums, there is some topics that literally, when the community manager really interact, and I'm not saying just the cut and dry answer, they one answer per topic, but there is some topics they kinda interact a lot, and on those topics we still see like they not only don't know and or cannot talk about it, and they want to us to fully they want the community to fully understand how the mechanics work, even if we don't know how the mechanics work, and because that creates a interesting problem. And that was something that I tried to hammer down. Maybe not enough. But in the end, that was the fact. The larger lack of communication between both the community and the developer. Always online, I revisit the topic, but it was a fun fact because I revisited the topic and I had the video and I the Always Online was one of the first ones that I end up recording, and I said, it doesn't kind of fit because I think it doesn't add anything. Like the loot system. The loot, funnily enough, besides some parts that I put on both of the videos, then I record and end up recording later. Both from the loot and the Always Online, I look it up and said, doesn't kind of add anything new to the mix. The loot kind of added the fact that we now know how Mark gonna work, the MK gonna work. We know then the same thing, and that was an interesting fact. I literally, even with the thing on my face, I missed the fact that gear gonna work in the same way. So you're gonna have gear parts to upgrade your gear. For some reason, I didn't talk about that on the loot video, and I don't know why. Or I literally, the fact was not that I didn't talk. I talked, but I questioned myself. Oh, does it gonna have the same problem with the armor system? And when I looked at it and said, oh, it does. The fact is, in the end thing, it's a lot of miscommunication between developer and public. And I know some people are going to say, oh, they don't need to communicate. Well, when the community's kind of overall negative, yeah, they need. And I'm not gonna lie, yes, so many people are going to say, well, but most YouTubers and people like that are overall positive. Let me just put something to you. Everyone was positive before the Division 2 came out. On the first week, everyone was positive with the Division 2. I was positive with the Division 2. I gave highlight. I said it was a great game. I do believe I was mistaken. Not fully, because from 1 to 30 and from 30 to the finish of the invaded missions until Tidal Base was a good experience. Even with the skill power being broken the way it was, I still have a fun experience. I still enjoy the game. But I'm not going to deny I like the honeymoon process and all the flaws of the Division 2 start cropping up, the mishandle of the community and the development end up being a little bit higher, and simply the, again, miscommunication between the community and the development of the development team. So yeah, I'm not gonna deny there is a problem on in the between here. Now, besides that, to end that point about the developer slash the positive and negative attitude, I don't know. I think there is some people, for example, 21 kilotons and uh, I think was the quartering who said we should stop to. We should be a little bit more careful about the influencers who kind of end up flying in. And interesting enough, none of they give enough information, and even the one and only who was quote unquote negative, that was Big Fry, I would still take a little bit of a grain of salt, even if I personally recommend like him to people. I would say to take a grain of salt because, well, in the first Ghost Recon the Wildlands during the period, he was negative, and that garnered a lot of impulse. So that made a thing. And let's not deny, fuck, I'm being negative about the game, and not being negative. I'm still thinking that I'm pointing out negative aspects of the game, but I'm still believing that I'm being passionate about the game. But most of the times there is a lot of negative on the videos simply because the points that I'm talking or negative. I hope that makes sense. If it doesn't, well, you kind of feel. Even I kind of getting a little bit more views. Eh, but that's the thing. Now, to top and finish things off, let's talk about the things that I'm mostly gonna enjoy about it. Because yes, even if I'm talking shit about the game most of the time, there is things that I'm enjoying, and that's why there is still 45% of, even before this, there was 40% of me who's saying this is gonna be a good game. Look, I agreed, and the Aurora is the name of the island, or something like that. It's not realistic, and it's a little bit sad, and we're going to have like a non-realistic area to explore. But with all of that being said, the place looks fucking beautiful. So yeah, I'm okay with that. I will enjoy my time there if I end up picking this game up. And the place looks beautiful. So it's gorgeous and I really enjoy. Second, uh story. They're giving a little bit more focus on story, a more quote unquote character centric story on the sorry, on the island, like giving Nomad more options and dialogue. And as we saw on the mission, look, choices on Ghost Recon Wildlands on Breaking Point's not gonna matter. They all lead to the same thing, but they are that kind of a choice. Then they build the character, not the story. I don't know if that makes much sense. Like, it does simply build the character on this way. It defines who is the nomad that you're playing, instead of just like shaping the reactions. It's a little bit different, but in the end, all the dialogue choice is gonna lead you to the same way. We saw that with the cutscene with the scientist lady chick, Majik, where no matter which one of the three options that you got would lead you to, yeah, we're gonna do the mission. We're just gonna place the cell phones on the bombs and we're gonna go out of there. But I'm not complaining about that much because at least they are being upfront. They are not telling you those. They are not topping up. Then all the choices gonna matter in the end. Now, maybe there will be choices that end up mattering. For example, mm, I don't want to tell that, but okay, let me tell you that. On the end game, you can spare Walker or not. That may be a thing. Don't know. Okay, there's one more thing that I want to talk about, but I didn't find any place in any video to talk about it, so since we're doing this, there's more of a conclusion and less scripted, even less than normal. I'm gonna talk here. Some of the people, or and I just noticed, and many people pointed it out, and I don't believe how I didn't notice. Ghost Recon Breaking Points takes place 1 year before Future Soldier, and I look at that and said, "Holy hell!" There's two aspects of things then people like or quote unquote complain. I don't know if it's complaining. One, I fully agree. There is the rank about a certain person. Not gonna talk because spoiler warnings, but it's a lot different between some games. And if you know what I mean, you will get it. And I think it's I don't know. I don't think that's possible. I'm not in the army, so I don't know if they can like be demoted in that way. So if you're playing Ghost Recon, you know what I mean. Uh, Besides that, there's one point. Then I don't think it's a really like big point. Then people were talking about the difference between the drones, like the drones we have on Breaking Point and Future Soldier, and because mostly the drones on Future Soldier are mostly man-made, not man-made, main. They're controlled by men, not autonomous like the ones on Breaking Point. And to be entirely honest, I don't think that's a big of a problem. And I think the explanation is on Ghost Recon Breaking Point itself. Not then we going to need to find out, but is then we already kind of know. Think that way. Uh, if we were going to be using autonomous drones and they literally could be hacked by an elite force coming in, couldn't that just happen for enemy forces? So in the end, that's what I'm kind of talking about. It's simply, wow, they move apart from the autonomous drones for a while until they can do checks and security, so a Aurora incident never happen again. So that's kind of it. I'm tired, my throat is hurting, so goodbye, ladies and gentlemen. See you next time on the next episode of whatever next we're gonna do. I'm gonna try, I promise, do a video on a game that I'm really holding myself on doing a video because I really enjoy that game. I really enjoy the concept of the game. I never played, and I'm still like holding on to it. If there is something completely strange and you never thought would be on the channel, you already know, then I did the video. If not, I didn't. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, see you next time, and all the things I'm gonna leave you with the outro. Please send a medic. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. This was the video. If you enjoyed, leave it a like. If you didn't, leave it a dislike. If you have anything to say, please leave a comment. And if you want to see what the hell is gonna be coming next on this mess, subscribe. And see you guys on the next episode.